Okay, this is for those who are already in the logistics industry or who's actually interested in six figures in logistics with freight dispatch. One, you need a cell phone. If you have that, you have the first tool. It's only three tools that you need to make six figures in this industry with freight dispatching. Cell phone, the freight. I'm actually selling freedom. I work the corporate America. I've worked from home. I've done everything, and I've understand through network marketing that there is a such that is when you have time freedom and even money freedom. I want that. You can actually receive that in logistics. So it's easier than trying to figure out Amazon Drive. Works best to, it's been, you bring those two together and you become the mediator for that operation. So I say that because many people don't aware that when it comes to freight dispatching, my camera's sliding down. Dispatching is it's a lot easier than what you think. Freight in a truck, you can make a lot of money. And now imagine how many hours you spend at work for being able to make that same income to maybe 30 hours. But when you have a system, you the information because I have seen information as well, especially if you're in logistics, because it's so crucial to your business. It will help you succeed or it will either sink your ship. And that is putting the wrong driver in that seat. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure my information is up. An owner take on thousands of dollars of damages, and it's so unfortunate because she was such a sweet lady. She did everything she was supposed to do. She paid her driver very well. On top of that, she with gas cards. But the problem is, saw how sweet she was, and she did not properly vet him. Had standards, but we also had rules. We did not talk to the a lot of it's very important to understand that it prevents cheaper mistakes. Pay for costly mistakes by having the wrong driver behind that truck. The protection, it actually starts well before the load moves. So people think that all I have to do is book a load and find a driver and then point A to point driver in that seat, because what if he What if he was high? What if he was actually on his phone behind the wheel? You understand how to make sure. Excuse me 1 second. All right, so let me be catchers, fleet owners, brokers, new. I've had so many who they did not vet them properly, and it was I who said, "Wait a second, I'm not sure if you actually have the right person behind the wheel." Player, do they arrive on time? Are they professional? So a read on the screen. My name is Catherine. I am definitely a Chicagoan, but I live down here in North Carolina. That was to create freedom. See, I had a years ago, and everything was smooth because I wanted to move around, wiggle, cry. Job was to sell automated O's and COOs of companies. I could not a client that I wanted to land, and the goal per month was about 5 to 6. So I really wanted to take my number up and above. So bad. And I can feel it now because in the bed, everything was around us. She was safe. She could not stop that call. I could not. Motherly like of me as well. Close the deal, but oh my gosh. Because if I took the phone in there, even if I would have put the phone on mute, so I'm just like, my freedom, I'm big on time. My freedom was just got on my knees the night and I prayed. God for a way out. I said, in marketing, and honestly, I did not want to do. He shared, oh my gosh, I was so. Within the first week, I had 6 carriers. I had 25 carriers. Not only did I the income, mission, running. When you ask for success, I asked my husband, you quit? I can. The problem is, I threw him in. And that's when I was still nervous. Don't get me wrong. I've done this work 100% commissions. Trust me, I've worked in, but I wanted more stability underneath me. Fear of where the next dollar was coming from. You may not have to work with it. They're still moving. So I perform shortcuts because in the beginning, to take all of them away. No, I just learned. Say it again. Freight plus truck. Much money? One truck is 4,000. 2 trucks is about 8,000. This is per month. So and save your income. Oh my gosh. That it took a lot out of me. That one basically domino, and from there, that's how the carrier, because I said damage so hard for it. No. I started, this is how our interview, only ourselves, but our carriers from your team, your driver and me. Let me say it better. Your driver and me have to work liability behind the wheel. The equal of your operation, equal people. Let me say it better. Quality of your operation would never outperform. So you can have 20 trucks, but if you have 20 bad, so that's why it's the same paperwork that you have if you wanted outside of a W-2. Most understand, but it's a relationship management. That's the one thing that I love about this, because you can't really flunk. No. You can have a big name or be, but the beauty is with GL University, we created a packet. It helps you to understand verification, authority verification, big one, driver qualification, equipment, and even rate confirmation. Why? When we, because I helped you create the numbers, because we put all the, see what the numbers are. My home girl, and she could, I get onto their dispatch, everything else. So that is dispatcher. You don't really need the additional. You understand? She said because she stated how you know your numbers. They don't know their numbers because when they're coming to the table, they're most of them don't even have an MC. Do you understand? You skipped a step. See how this because guess what? If you do it right, that's the your life. You can grow into this. And there's a lot of money in that level. When you are so when you are to our hauling a freight, do it correctly. Oh, let's see. What logistics has been here since the beginning of the ports in Virginia. In most of the money, if you're most of the money is going to be in the Midwest. It has to get from the ports all the way over. A lot of California, but most people don't have to make that stay away from and what areas to go. Profit every a dollar sign on it. On it. So the money face driver because accidents, they're gonna cut that. Insurance, many and carriers over. You want to make sure that the insurance are on the phone with their broker. That call is about 30 seconds to get the information sent over to the system, and then they look at your insurance and say, hey, I actually had that happen to me. I was on my journey that I was to their insurance rep. Guess what? They're going to have time a new load is not just any load. A new load is booked or it has to have their name on the insurance paperwork. Having the requirements the same, but there are some that requires they definitely it protects your business. It should help you to build trust because if it doesn't, and you, the hardest thing majority of the time is to reach them, have them update the paper. Aware that that's even on the trail. So when you So you already have that insurance pack and say, hey, up this right now, they're waiting on me because a 5 minute let me then have to finesse your way and let me get that address so I can swing my driver on them. Your shipper while we're working on the paperwork. Working fast and calling that insurance broker because if you don't, that driver gets to the shipper, you and that driver just smallest step that many people overlook that cost them thousands. The demonstration documentation, it protects your business and protects your time. When you are, my goodness, I've been here like this is everyone nowadays. They're trying to get. Okay, let me just put have the paperwork here and no way. I believe I had more than one board, more than you have to have this. One board has to be for your MC. Another board has to be for their goals. Protect professionalism. Oh my goodness. Have you ever heard of a female? And she was a black female too. Professional driver. Calling the police. And of course comes the black ghetto. Gracious, no, woman, no. This is a time where you want to say, I'm so sorry. Do you need some? What did I? Can I? Site. She did not want to get out the truck. She didn't want to. What should I do, Kat? I said, tell her to them and give her her license and say, hey, here, I'm so sorry. I was shaken up. Why? Women, you have probable cause. You know, prepare today, protects tomorrow. And when you have the right driver, it is not. It's like you're. So if something happens on site, why? Because I'm an adult. I'm not that person who is how to act. I know how to be of this company verification. When it comes to your drivers, know this. Has an MC number. If they have, some people come to you, never taken a lot of newbies, and I won't touch them anymore. transform in it makes you want to help more people. So the safety verification on the MC numbers, you want to make sure that that is actually incongruent. And I say that because some MC numbers have accidents, some have red flags that they are. They wanted me to build their, and I said that opportunity gave me access to the Carrier 411 carriers that came to us who saw what we were able to do, because most of our carriers were referrals. So that right there helped us to monitor and track compliance, measure the data to make sure, hey, that remark removed. So their dispatcher knows this, have resources within the industry. Record, accident history, maintenance. Many drivers overlook the maintenance records. But most of them really don't move as the truck breaks down on them. So you to become goes beyond compliance in advance and non-negotiable process that you can walk on. Trust me, it's easier to life's actions, better beliefs. The documentation and dispatch a company, because we actually took the truck and household you to not only know your business, rent our car to make sure that this business covers that. And when you write it down, you prove it. No one will be able to question if you are or even a good carrier. Because what is not documented, insurance and safety verification. You, because I've actually had carriers give me insurance paperwork, and I really, most of them have an honest, and we insurance that was a year outdated, and I'm thinking, at the end of the day, they were able to update it now, and they're just trying to get through and get by weeding through the cracks. That's going to slow you and your money. The authority and trust. You want to confirm decision makers, and you want to check that equipment and structure. If that breaks down, it's not good for the team. Drive to the first little, pick it up. truck breakdown. But I was able to outsource it with another. The rates and the contracts. That's another part of the interviewing system. The capacity, not touch it. Financial matters because a lot of drivers, and I've created a system where I to the industry and teach them freight dispatching. I take him out of their truck and help him to and once he has you cannot do the same thing. So that means ability. So there's times when you need that dispatcher and that's very important. Partnerships and great partnerships create. If you follow the system, you do get better results. A dedicated lane in the let's soak that in for a second. Dedicated lane in a box truck lane. Oh my goodness. Drivers. Why? They shown inconsistency. They of qualities that says and brokerage and one of the supervisors. I was able to create a good relationship with this person. And the one thing that I was shocked with a good lane and a good driver. But then my driver had to take off one weekend. I was like, oh my goodness. I call me trying to remain source the load to someone else. But none that's on Facebook. Earlier when I gave away started in dispatching, phone, freight, and truck. You can text, you can email. The freight is either the load board, secret behind it, boogie boogie boo. I say that it's about maybe code, maybe put the pieces together, maybe faster. So the truck is either the driver. Guess what? How do you find your carriers? I've seen this question. Use one source only to find my carriers. So only realize that people on FMCSA let's not waste time. I created the how to get people's attention because coming across one platform means I must have done something right. The documentation and it makes things actually go to the next level faster. That's the process. It helps to especially where they're located, it's easier. That call with the broker goes from 2 minutes to now maybe 5 minutes. Trying to find your documents, have everything together, verification protection. Because if that broker gets that insurance document and it's outdated, to do, meaning if we know we have to update the why not have that email preset, right? Is growing strong systems creates freedom to grow. How? My husband and I did, and the money that we spent on the day technically have about 12 plus load boards. I don't just stick to DAT. So I'm on DAT, I'm searching, and no, boo, 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 5 minutes later, find a load. Hey, this is what I'm gonna send you. I called the broker, nope, money, because a broker who's reaching out to you at 9 o'clock, they're late. So not only did he respond, but already preset on my phone. Now you're talking about a transaction that normally can take an hour to back right then and there. I was like, thank you, Jesus. That is the freedom, biggest thing, because a lot of our work from home positions keeps us bottled down, keeps us stuck at that desk. No, a lot that we don't want to be. How I just made $360. Come on now, I think you. I was newly married. She technically just came out. Um, I didn't have the time. I worked. I was a full-time mom. Work, but not just perform. I also, so let me be the best. Let me figure out your system, and then let me rock it. So this is it's giving us money, yeah, but I'm always on this phone. I'm always here. Stop it. For this, I think I was. Thank God, he showed me this, and the shocker is his own trucking company over 10 years ago. Never was I social sales and marketing did it in different industries. I said, if I'm gonna be the best at everything, I can sell to you. That's great, and that's it. A great connector. This right here, this freedom, freedom to be one cared about my daughter crying in the background on my calls. Who works at home right now, you have to be. They care about, are you dying? Like, come on now. Freedom isn't about decisions, better problems. Guess what? If someone doesn't want, you're fired. And months and months and months and months, and then I had to realize, wait a second, no, I'm not going to school without having to take up hours of trying to learn this, and I say that in the sense of the drop shipping. I've paid on that. I've done credit. That's not for me. That's not purposeful. I've learned that I've chased money. I've made money. I'm going to give you the time. Because my time is now. Drivers say, let me X out the dispatcher. That gives you to do whatever you need. And if I do it correctly, I take you to the 6-figure level. It's not just as far as you hire me. You hired us for a reason. And those who listen, they actually did. After being hard-headed, but it's kind of like, I want you to know that when, look at this gentleman. Because when you own your own, you can enjoy it. Side. My daughter, as a little girl, no, she can be a kid. Go over there and play. No problem. This lifestyle gave me still after my second child was already fulfilled. Meaning everyone already had stuff on their plate, even my kids. My first, I was on the phone with the broker, and maybe I said, yes, but my driver, I have to make sure that you know dedicated. Like, I hope your driver is grateful. The person that can take you to the next level if they know what they're doing. What we teach at GL University, freight dispatching, we're going to teach you the systems. And I say that because those three things, phone, load board, and 6 figures, honestly. But the systems will for a husband and wife to create a business like that without any knowledge. My husband, his background, he has a very versatile background, but it's definitely not logistics. Oh, okay, so we're not here to, lollygag. Hey, where you at? How much do you want? I'm right here. Boop, let's go. It is just that. And then manage the communication along the way. Six figures, depending on how much you can handle. Mastery. This is where we're so important. You have to have the confidence to grow your career and your income. Don't think that it has to be stuck at one truck. If you're technically it's 96,000. The third level is the real world execution realm to get real results. There's a reason why not only move over, actually recover $250,000 to let them know, hey, I will call the police on you. Our funds right now. See, certain people, if you allow it, but when you know the red flags, you know not to accept, help the real freedom that you seek. I told you the three tools to, win in dispatching: phone, load, the record. I would say broker relationships, they do work, but no matter how young that MC is, that's not going to help you. You have to grow through it just like all of us. But I did create the operator toolkit. Why? Because every driver, dispatcher actually needs something like this. One, we have the carrier vetting ebook right here. How to avoid. Why? Because we want to make sure that we can have a lucrative business. You're not just. Now this right here, this took me a long time to versus household profit calculator, because this was ask all of our carriers, and then I will break the numbers down to show them, hey, where the fat is. They then understood and took us way more serious because they understood other dispatchers are not doing this. Other questions, they don't care about your house. You're still behind the wheel of that truck. You're still the employee of your collected coins. But if I help you save and show you ownership over your household and make more than that household, now we can start putting money for. Maybe we can scale in a different way. So offer two options: the self-paced course. See, with the self-paced course, you're going to receive the entire curriculum. It's a 12 breaks everything down, along with all of the dispatching your agreements. I also have the templates of able to vet and obtain the insider secret, how to make $1,000, along with the structure shapes of logistics. But if you don't know who pays who, you're going to mess that business up. A new than a bad one. I hate to let me say it correctly. We want to learn the information first. Why? Just can't say I'm gonna teach you, but then not be in tune with the mock rep, because you need to know what questions to ask. Now the third day is test day. Except the battlefield is not you getting shot down. The battlefield is you dealing with the people at the shippers and the warehouses. If you can handle that, your entire family. With the mentorship, you receive along with the live mentorship. Now, what you need to get good at. So I'm gonna take business. My team and I, we're going to help you set up your website and your funnels, help you. When you get out there, you're a running machine. So you don't have to think about it, because a lot of but then they don't teach you how to brand your idea. My time and go apply it. No, stop. You took the whole package, and the whole package is your whole identity, the paperwork, and the knowledge. That right there is going to help you not only be successful, but help. Now the bonuses that I'm giving away with this, the ebook to teach you what year, to let you know what questions to ask. They ask their cousins, what do you think? And I'm dreaming before, you need to do it too. I made day. 10 cents. Let me be your numbers. The rates have not changed since 20, barely $2. And the problem I'm having is they're saying, where's the customer pay now? By the time it gets, since the drivers have been, so this right here gives you the entire system. Now, for the first 3 people who are interested in pay that price, this is your price right here. Because I'm about only tested but proving you win, but your kid. This right here, if you are interested to sign at our website, University. Why? We're going to help you. All I get is content. I don't get to talk to you. I don't even know your name. Your first carrier. Why? Because what if you're that person who's like me? We want to help you because we're not just teaching you and no, we're going to help you get your first carrier. We about what type of success that you want. You are to where you want to be. And that is you work. You have a 9 to 5. Maybe not. But of what that looks like. They think, and I used to think so too. I didn't want to get there with sales. I to get a different result. Keep having no time, the tools and the support to help. I said we're going to help you get your first carrier because after we teach you, get you dressed up all business professional, we want you to actually be professional because that's going to give you confidence. Confidence in knowing that you can. I'm not meeting you where I once. And it was a shamble. It was a mess. And trying to find and figure out, no, I'm meeting you where this is a success. I'm meeting you where learn, apply, and grow to be where you want me and the money for the profit. So continue your journey. Get ahead. Go to the website GL University. If you want to get freedom today. It was a pleasure speaking. That you were able to learn and to take from today.